A person who is a snake in your family has finally been caught. Here is the name. Archangel Michael says, listen carefully, for this message is not delivered to everyone, but directly to you. The air around you has been heavy, filled with secrets, whispers, and silent betrayals. For a long time, you have felt it, the sharp sting of hidden treachery, but now the veil has been torn, and the truth can no longer be denied. This person who moved so close to you, acting as if they were harmless, was never truly harmless. They carried venom in their heart, disguised beneath a false smile. Their steps were calculated, their words twisted, their actions designed to weaken you slowly, without ever letting you know until it was too late. For months, even years, the signs were there, strange events, unexpected losses, doors closing at the very moment you tried to walk through them. You thought it was fate, or maybe even bad timing, but it was not. It was the deliberate work of one who wore the mask of family, yet carried the spirit of a snake. And now, the truth is out. Heaven has pulled back the curtain, exposing the liar, the deceiver, the one who thought they could weave destruction without ever being revealed. This person has finally been caught, their mask broken, their shadow dragged into the light. Type Amen 333 to receive the blessing of exposure and protection. The revelation is shaking, but it is not here to harm you, it is here to free you. You see, the snake thrives in secrecy, hiding in corners, moving silently until the bite is delivered. But the moment it is caught, the power is taken away. Their control, their manipulation, their whispered schemes, they all collapse when truth enters the room. This person's name, though familiar, now carries weight. The weight of betrayal, the weight of lies, the weight of harm they intended against you. You might even feel disbelief, because they smiled at you, dined with you, shared moments that felt safe, but all the while they were weaving a different plan. They watched your progress, but instead of celebrating, they envied it. They listened to your dreams, but instead of supporting them, they tried to sabotage them. They saw the goodness in your heart, but instead of cherishing it, they tried to poison it. And now, with their exposure, everything shifts in your favor. Your spirit has been calling out for this moment, waiting for release. The heavens have declared enough is enough. The snake has been cornered, and their moves can no longer touch you. Type Amen 777 to lock your blessings away from the enemy's reach. Archangel Michael says, justice is swift when it is divinely ordered. The person who thought they could remain hidden within your own bloodline has underestimated heaven's watchful eyes. Nothing is unseen, nothing is forgotten, and the betrayal that was designed to weaken you has now become the very thing that exposes them. This exposure will not only reveal the snake, but it will also bring a shift of power. What they tried to take from you will circle back, multiplied. What they tried to destroy will rise again stronger than before. Every shadow they sent your way is turning into light, piercing through the walls they built around you. But do not think this exposure comes without reason, it is a divine appointment. The timing is not random. The unveiling had to happen now because your next chapter is too important, too sacred, to allow the snake's venom to linger. Heaven is clearing your path, even if the process feels painful at first. This is why your heart has felt heavy, restless, and suspicious at times without reason. It was not paranoia, it was intuition, divine signals guiding you toward the truth. Now, you are no longer guessing, no longer wondering, you are standing in the light of exposure. Type Amen 111 to seal the protection around your home and spirit. My child, the ripple of this truth will reach far. Those who were once blind to this snake will begin to see. Conversations will change, doors will shift, alliances will crumble, and suddenly what was hidden will stand clear in plain sight. You will not need to fight to prove this exposure, it will prove itself. Every false word they spoke will backfire, every trap they set will become the pit they fall into. Heaven has a way of balancing what the snake tried to tilt in their favor. You do not need to fear, because this revelation is your freedom. From here, you must guard your heart carefully. Exposure is a blessing, but it also requires you to step into strength. Do not allow pity to blind you. The snake was caught for a reason, and though forgiveness may be part of your journey, trust must never be given back to what was already poisoned. Archangel Michael says, "Your victory has been written, your justice has been delivered, and the snake has been caught." Now the story is changing. The path ahead is brighter, safer, and more divinely protected than ever before. The ground beneath your life is shifting, and you can feel it. Something that has been hidden is moving closer to the surface, and it is bigger than you first imagined. This person who has been caught is not only guilty of betrayal, but they were connected to others who quietly encouraged their behavior. Their influence stretched further than you knew. While they pretended to love you, they whispered your weaknesses into the ears of others, turning moments of trust into tools of manipulation. It was never about one action, it was a chain of carefully woven moves, designed to keep you under their shadow while they pretended to stand with you. But their steps are exposed, and their secret links are breaking apart. What they once controlled is falling from their hands, and every ally who stood beside them is beginning to retreat. Those who once laughed with them now step back in fear, because they realize that heaven itself has stepped into this matter. Type Amen 999 to receive strength as hidden truths are revealed in your favor. Even now, the exposure continues. Behind the scenes, details are surfacing, things you never thought connected to this person are coming into the open. Old conversations, misplaced papers, sudden slips of the tongue, all of these are surfacing like scattered pieces of a puzzle that can no longer stay hidden. What is being uncovered is not only shocking but also undeniable. The more they try to hide, the more they reveal themselves. The more they attempt to cover their tracks, the clearer the footprints become. Heaven has designed it this way, so you will not be left in confusion. You may notice unusual events happening around you now. People you never expected to speak up will suddenly tell you things that confirm your instincts. Strangers may even drop small details that connect back to what this person was doing in secret. These signs are not random, they are messages meant to guide your awareness higher. Archangel Michael says, "You are walking into a turning point that will forever remove the power of betrayal from your path." The snake thought they could silence the truth, but now their own shadow is louder than their words. Every step they take only proves what was hidden all along. Type Amen 222 to lock in divine clarity so no shadow can ever mislead you again. This moment is not about revenge, it is about release. The person who tried to keep you bound now finds themselves in chains of their own making. Their lies have become too heavy to carry, and the walls they built to hide behind are collapsing from within. Stay alert now, because more is about to unfold. Just when you think all has been revealed, another layer will open. Each layer that is uncovered will confirm what heaven already whispered to your spirit long ago. And with each confirmation, your power grows stronger, your vision clearer, your path brighter. The next hours feel electric, as if the air itself is rearranging to make room for what is coming. Hidden files, private messages, and late-night conversations are aligning like stars to form a picture you were never meant to see. The person who was confident in their secrecy now trembles because every small thread of their deception has begun to unravel. Walls that once protected whispered schemes are thinning under the pressure of truth. People who once pretended ignorance now find their silence uncomfortable and their mouths loosen with facts that cannot be retracted. The pattern that seemed random begins to read like a map leading straight to the heart of the betrayal. You will notice ordinary things becoming extraordinary in meaning. A misplaced receipt, a suddenly empty inbox, or a hesitant acquaintance will carry the weight of revelation and point you toward what truly happened. The ordinary transforms into evidence before your eyes, each discovery a doorway opening to something larger. Type Amen 444 to call in swift alignment as each hidden piece falls into place. As the tapestry of deceit pulls apart, names you never expected to hear begin to surface. Those names carry faces, places, and moments that stitch the whole story together in ways that end the fog of confusion. What felt like isolated wounds now shows a deliberate pattern of targeting and preference. A strange calm will settle over you, not from acceptance but from the clarity that comes when light reaches every corner. That calm is the quiet strength of someone who knows the scales have been tipped back in their favor. It is the inner knowledge that protection is not merely promised but enacted. The one who thought they could keep you small has miscalculated the depth of your resilience. Their schemes were built on the assumption that fear would keep you compliant and blind, but fear met your resolve and found resistance. The exposed becomes a teacher that returns your power in pieces, then whole, until you stand taller than before. Type Amen 555 to reclaim every lost ounce of power and preserve it from future harm. Now watch how alliances thin and pretenses peel away without dramatic force, as if truth itself is the gentle, unstoppable wind. Those who were only interested in convenience will drift away, revealing who truly stands for you. The circle around you tightens with those whose loyalty is proven, not declared. There will be moments of awkward reunion where eyes meet and there is nothing left to say because the story has already said it for them. You will see surprise, shame, and the sudden drop of bravado in faces that once relied on it. This silence is a kind of judgment that requires no voice to be effective. Do not mistake these moments for closure yet because the healing to follow asks for patient tending and discerned boundaries. Healing will arrive in steady increments, through boundaries set with quiet firmness and days reclaimed from manipulation. Each boundary you place rebuilds the architecture of safety in your life so the snake's path cannot be retraced. Type Amen 666 to strengthen the walls you build and make them permanent guardians of your peace. A few will apologize with rehearsed sorrow while others will vanish like smoke when confronted with consequences. Actions will reveal more than words ever could, and you will learn who sought your well-being and who sought your downfall. This knowledge will be a lamp for future nights, one that warns you without instilling fear. You will be offered counsel from unlikely sources and assistance from people who once seemed distant. Small acts of solidarity will arrive at the right moments, sometimes in the form of unexpected messages, sometimes in the form of a hand offered without ceremony. These acts will stitch new threads of trust into your life, widening the fabric that betrayal tried to tear. As the storm around a caught betrayer settles, your path forward will become visible, lit by lessons rather than consumed by bitterness. The future will require practical steps, quiet vigilance, and fierce self-compassion so the progress made is not sabotaged by old wounds. Each step you take away from the shadow is a commitment to the life you are rebuilding with purpose and dignity. Type Amen 777 to seal the forward movement with divine steadiness and renewed destiny. The days ahead will not be ordinary, for the ripple of this exposure will stretch wider than you expect. Conversations will shift in homes, workplaces, and gatherings where your name once carried distorted weight. Now, those distortions collapse, and the true narrative begins to take its place, reshaping how others see you and how you see yourself. The caught betrayer cannot undo what has already been revealed. Their influence, once steady like a shadow behind you, is now fractured and scattered. Every attempt to regain control slips through their fingers like sand, because truth does not return to the dark once it has entered the light. This turning point carries its own silence, a silence that speaks louder than conflict. You may feel it when you walk into familiar spaces. People glance, hesitate, and then choose their words more carefully than before. That shift is not weakness, it is respect forming around the edges of your presence. Type Amen 888 to welcome respect and dignity into every space you enter. Archangel Michael says, "You have been protected from what could have been far worse." The trap that was laid to ensnare you was never fully sprung because divine intervention stood between you and the worst of their venom. What was intended to break you has only unveiled their weakness and sharpened your strength. Even now, the betrayer is restless. Sleep does not come easily to them, for their own mind replays the events they tried to control. Their fear is not of you, but of the judgment they cannot outrun. This unrest is part of their undoing, and it ensures that they cannot rise again in the same way. In the midst of this unraveling, your spirit is invited to expand. The energy once drained by suspicion and confusion is returning to you, filling your body and mind with clarity. Your vision clears, your energy steadies, and your confidence steps into spaces it was once hesitant to enter. Type Amen 321 to claim the restoration of energy and vision that was once stolen. People will begin to notice this transformation. They will see a glow in you that was not there before, not because of vanity, but because your burden has lifted. Even those who doubted you will quietly admit, perhaps only to themselves, that you were stronger than the storm meant to drown you. And while the betrayer scrambles for control, your name is carried upward, attached to resilience rather than weakness. Opportunities that once slipped from your hands begin to return, knocking on your door with fresh timing. The heavens are not only removing harm but also ushering in replacement blessings. You may even find unexpected invitations, surprising encounters, or sudden offers arriving in your path. These are not coincidences, they are the balance tipping back toward you. Each door that opens is proof that what was meant to delay you has now accelerated your journey. Type Amen 432 to receive the doors of opportunity opening with divine precision. The season you are walking into is different from the one you are leaving. This new season carries a weight of authority, your presence will no longer be easy to dismiss. Those who underestimated you will now see what it means to be divinely upheld. Even your silence will speak loudly in this new season. When you choose not to answer, the stillness will carry weight. When you choose to step forward, the room will listen. This balance of power is your inheritance for surviving betrayal and remaining standing. And as for the snake who has been caught, watch closely. Their downfall is not a single event but a slow unraveling. One by one, their layers of influence will fade until nothing remains but the emptiness of what they tried to build on lies. Type Amen 654 to ensure their influence dissolves completely and can never rise against you again. Their mask is gone now, and with it the false confidence they wore so boldly. What once seemed unshakable is trembling under the weight of exposure, and there is no escape from the eyes that now see clearly. They walk differently, speak differently, even breathe differently, because the pretense is broken, and the world around them knows it. You, on the other hand, rise with quiet dignity. The betrayal that could have silenced your spirit has instead carved out a space for new wisdom and deeper strength. You are no longer the same person who once trusted blindly, you are sharper, stronger, and more aligned with truth. People around you are beginning to notice this shift. They may not know every detail, but they can feel it in your presence. You are becoming someone who carries authority, not through force, but through the undeniable glow of survival and divine protection. Type Amen 1111 to embrace this new mantle of strength over your life. Archangel Michael says, you are not only surviving, you are stepping into territory that once seemed out of reach. The removal of the snake has cleared pathways that were once blocked. New ground is opening beneath your feet, and your destiny is no longer tangled in deception. The betrayer, however, finds themselves cornered by the very nets they once set for you. Each attempt to explain, each attempt to rebuild, only reveals more cracks in their story. Their fall is steady, and it cannot be stopped, because it was built on dishonor and lies. You will hear of their struggles soon. It may come in passing words, whispers from others, or sudden news that spreads through your circle. These reports are not to bring joy in their downfall, but to confirm the justice you were promised is unfolding as it should. Type Amen 2020 to keep your heart steady as these reports reach your ears. As these events unravel, doors once shut begin to open with divine timing. Invitations arrive, opportunities surface, and conversations that had been delayed suddenly move forward. The same hand that exposed the snake is now writing new beginnings into your story. Your role is to remain watchful, patient, and discerning. Not every offer is meant for you, but the ones that carry divine fingerprints will glow with clarity in your spirit. You will not need to chase, they will meet you where you are, as confirmation that you are walking the right path. This is not just a season of protection, it is a season of restoration. What was drained from you emotionally, financially, and spiritually is being restored. You will notice small blessings at first, then larger ones, each stacking upon the other until you realize that the loss you once carried has turned into overflow. Type Amen 3030 to open your hands wide for this restoration that has already begun. The caught betrayer will watch this unfold, unable to stop it, unable to touch it. This, too, is part of their consequence, to witness the very person they tried to destroy being lifted higher. It is not cruelty, it is balance, and heaven allows it so they understand the depth of their choices. You will not need to boast, because your blessings will speak. You will not need to argue, because your elevation will silence every lie. The evidence of who you are will stand taller than any false image they ever painted of you. Archangel Michael says, your story is no longer tangled in the past. The cycle has ended, the snake has been caught, and the road ahead belongs to you alone. Walk it with courage, walk it with discernment, and watch how heaven continues to make every crooked path straight before your feet. Type Amen 4040 to claim this new path and step fully into the destiny that was always waiting for you. The circle around you is beginning to transform. People who once stayed silent are now stepping forward, some with apologies, others with quiet support that was withheld for too long. Their sudden change is not coincidence, it is the effect of truth reshaping the atmosphere, clearing away fog, and bringing clarity where deception once ruled. The one who has been caught can no longer hide in the shadows of doubt. Their name carries weight now, but it is no longer the weight of influence, it is the weight of exposure. Every place they once moved freely now feels heavy with the awareness of their actions, and they can sense the eyes that no longer trust them. You will feel the difference in how people approach you. Where there was hesitation, there is now respect. Where there was confusion, there is recognition. Your position has shifted, and you are standing taller without even trying, because heaven itself has lifted you to this place. Type Amen 50-50 to secure this elevation and keep it protected from interference. Archangel Michael says, this victory belongs to you, but it also carries responsibility. You are now marked by survival, by resilience, and by divine favor. Others will look to you, not only for proof that truth wins, but also for guidance on how to stand when storms come. Your story is no longer hidden in pain, it is being written as testimony. Even in your silence, your journey will inspire, because those who watched your struggle will now watch your rise. The snake has been caught, but you are the one who will carry forward the lesson of what it means to endure and still shine. Meanwhile, the betrayer finds themselves shrinking. Their attempts to rebuild what they lost feel hollow, because the foundation of lies has been shattered. They walk into rooms and feel the absence of authority, and they realize the power they once held has slipped away. Type Amen 60-60 to ensure the betrayer's false influence never touches your life again. The blessings beginning to gather around you are not small. They are layered, intentional, and deeply personal, arriving in ways that heal the very places the betrayal wounded you. Financial stability, emotional restoration, renewed connections, each blessing is tailored to prove that heaven restores more than what was stolen. Pay attention in this season, because even the smallest shift could be the beginning of something larger. A kind word, a new contact, a sudden call, these are not accidents. They are seeds being planted by heaven to bring you into a harvest that the snake tried to prevent. And as these blessings flow, your heart will notice a deep change. The fear, suspicion, and heaviness that once followed you will begin to dissolve. In its place comes peace, steady, grounding peace that no betrayal can disturb. Type Amen 70-70 to welcome this lasting peace into your spirit and your home. The caught betrayer is now learning that every choice carries consequence. What they tried to weave in silence has become their loudest mistake. Their downfall is a reminder that no one escapes divine balance, and that every hidden act will eventually face the light. But for you, this is not a story of loss, it is a story of renewal. You are walking out of this chapter with wisdom, authority, and a shield of protection that will follow you into every future step. No longer will you question the whispers of intuition, you will trust them, because you now know how accurate they are. Archangel Michael says, your journey is far from over. What begins now is a chapter of restoration, growth, and breakthroughs that could never have arrived while the snake still lingered in your circle. Heaven cleared your path, and now the road ahead is open for you to walk without fear. Type Amen 80-80 to step into this chapter fully, carrying both strength and blessing into your future. The atmosphere around your life feels different now, almost lighter, as though a weight you carried unknowingly has been lifted. The snake's exposure has not only changed their position but also shifted the energy around you. What once felt blocked and stagnant now feels as if it is opening, making space for things that should have been yours long ago. People who once overlooked you are beginning to see you differently. Their eyes are not filled with doubt or suspicion anymore, they are filled with recognition. It is as though the truth that was hidden from them has finally arrived, and with it comes a respect you were always worthy of but denied. The betrayer walks a lonely path now, because trust cannot be repaired by excuses. Every attempt they make to explain away their actions only tightens the net around them. Their voice no longer carries the same weight, and even those who once believed in them are beginning to turn away. Type Amen 9090 to remain elevated while their downfall completes. Archangel Michael says, your spirit has entered into a time of divine rebuilding. The ruins left behind by betrayal are not the end, they are the foundation for something greater. You will begin to see opportunities placed precisely where destruction once tried to reign. Even the way you carry yourself will shift in this season. Confidence will return to your steps, not because you force it, but because heaven has restored your balance. You will walk through doors that once rejected you, and this time they will remain open. The betrayer, however, cannot follow you there. The same doors that open wide for you will close tightly against them. This is the separation ordained by heaven, ensuring you never again share the same path. Their season in your life is over, and their exit is permanent. Type Amen 10010 to seal this separation and prevent their shadow from returning. There will be whispers about their downfall, stories exchanged in circles you may not even be present in. These whispers are not for your entertainment but for your confirmation. Every detail you hear will reassure you that the work of exposure is complete and cannot be reversed. Your name, however, will begin to be spoken in a new tone. Where there was once doubt, now there will be admiration. Where there was envy, now there will be acknowledgement. Your resilience has become a story in itself, and it will travel further than you realize. Archangel Michael says, heaven has marked this moment as a divine turning point. What was once delayed is no longer held back. The blessings meant for you are on the move, and they are finding you quickly. Type Amen 11111 to unlock the blessings that are already searching for you. The betrayer's attempts to rebuild will fail because the ground beneath them is broken. Lies cannot be a foundation for truth, and envy cannot grow into success. Their downfall will continue in stages until there is nothing left for them to cling to. You must remember, though, that your journey is not about their collapse, it is about your rise. Do not waste your energy watching them, because your eyes are meant to focus forward. Ahead of you lies growth, restoration, and elevation that could never have come while they lingered in your life. And when you step into this future, your story will carry weight for others. Your survival will inspire, your rise will lead, and your strength will guide. You are not only being elevated for yourself but also as a light for others walking through their own shadows. Type Amen 12121 to claim this role as a light bearer, standing tall in your destiny.